I've been working on securing today's internet since 20 years actually. And after 10 years, I found that some problems are so fundamental that it requires a rethinking and a reconstruction of the whole architecture to achieve truly strong security properties. And that's why we started with this Scion project that we're working on, where we looked at a global scale, how secure can an internet actually be? The problem we try to address is really the most fundamental aspect of security, which is enabling communication. So enabling one packet that is sent to actually arrive at the destination. The second level that we've also built into Scion are new public key infrastructures that enable the highly secure verification of the certificates that identify the web server and the instance itself, so that as a user you can tell, yes, I'm really at the correct location, I'm really communicating with the correct web server. What's needed on top of that is to now verify the content and verify that I'm not obtaining fake news and all that, and that's mechanisms that can then be built on top of what we've done so far. Sometimes security can limit your options, or it can make things so inefficient that you may not get to a solution that is viable in practice or not even economical. In the case of Scion, we actually did start with security, and in our journey we created more and more efficient techniques that actually now resulted in a network that is even more efficient than today's internet. That if you use the Scion internet, you can actually have even faster communication than you have on today's internet. From the business side, things are a lot more challenging because an ISP can look at a service they have, for instance, a lease line, and say, well, with a Scion internet, the customer would not have to buy a lease line anymore, but they could get a cheaper Scion connection and obtain pretty much the same properties as for a lease line. And so then business aspects come into play, and they say, well, we may lose money if we offer Scion, and so there can be challenges in that sense. Now, as with every disruptive technology, there's always challenges, but there are also new opportunities. The lease line business is a large business for some ISPs, but for most ISPs, it's typically on the order of 5 to 10% of total revenue, so it's a relatively smaller business. However, it is being disrupted already by regular internet communication, in that customers stop using lease lines and using regular internet or using some alternative connectivity solutions. Now with a Scion internet, there are many new opportunities that ISPs have to create businesses and to sell products. So for instance, it becomes possible to, of course, sell a premium version of the internet, to sell an Internet Plus service, so to speak, a network connectivity service that offers high availability and also multipath connectivity for a property that's called business continuity, meaning that you have disruption-free communications. But also new products are possible, such as a geofencing product. So with a Scion internet, the customer can obtain the assurance that traffic does not leave some domain of the internet. So now you know, if I send my packet, it's staying inside Finland, or it doesn't go through some part of the world you don't want it to go through. Yet another product are services where additional paths can be sold. So sometimes there are network paths that exist, but they're very expensive. So examples are connectivity solutions based on microwave communication channels that have very low latency, but are much more expensive to run. Or also future satellite networks can offer very low latencies with orbit satellites, but they will be much more expensive to operate. And so these types of connectivity solutions can then be directly integrated into the internet, and the Scion network can directly expose paths traversing all these different networks. And then ISPs can sell bandwidth to, or larger amounts of bandwidth to these networks in a very natural way. It does not require much management on their part. What I've noticed in Europe frequently for European firms is that security and privacy are fundamentally important. And even if it appears like it's more expensive to deploy, rather than allowing the breach to occur and then having a loss in that way, that many European firms actually elect to achieve fundamentally secure services and systems. But overall, I do feel in Europe, individuals also feel more about their own privacy than in some other parts of the world. And so people and corporations do go the extra mile, or I should say the extra kilometer in Europe, to really incorporate higher levels of privacy and security.